Hi there, I am the book lady. And guess what? Today is Tacky Day. Got it? Because I'm reading 2 Tacky books. This is Tacky in Trouble. Helen Lester wrote the Tacky books, and we read one before where they introduced you to Tacky. Tacky does his own thing. He's a nice, wonderful penguin, but he doesn't act like all the other penguins. Like I said, he does his own thing. And you will see, he wears a Hawaiian shirt. Do you see him down there with a Hawaiian shirt? So I wore my Hawaiian shirt. And I wore my Tacky glasses. And when Tacky goes to camp, which is funny, I was looking for a uniform shirt and I couldn't find one. So we'll just stay in my Tacky shirt, all right? So first let's read Tacky Goes to Camp. This is funny, you're gonna like it. Now it didn't exactly look like summer camp, but then summer didn't exactly look like summer in the nice icy land. That's where the penguins live. And yet, here were goodly, lovely, angel, neatly, and perfect, and Tacky at Camp Whoopihaha. Goodly, lovely, angel, neatly, and perfect had packed carefully. They brought, and there's a picture, they brought all the right things, their sleeping bag and their flashlight, extra socks, first aid kit. And Tacky brought rollerblades, pizza, cookies. Those weren't things he really needed at camp. But Tacky did his own thing. They wore nifty uniforms with their names on them. See, and Tacky, well, look. He wore like a sash, and it says Tacky. And every night they slept in real tents. How campy. Tacky sleeping in a circus tent, and it has a TV antenna coming out of it. At Whoopihaha, their days were filled with wonderful activities. Rock climbing, synchronized swimming. Now let me tell you what that is. When you swim synchronized, everybody does the same thing. Their hand goes up, their other hand, maybe their flippers go up, all at the same time. It's all perfect. And archery. Tacky wasn't very good at these things. Arts and crafts. Oh, and they're all doing basket weaving and making jewelry with beads. And then there's Tacky. Yeah, Tacky again is doing his own thing. Tacky's personal favorite was a game he invented called Tippy Canoe and Tacky Too. Oh boy. But the best activity of all came one evening. It was Sleep Under the Stars night. The penguins gathered around the crackling fire and sang the camp song. We're penguins, we cannot ride horses because our legs weren't put on long. But other than that, we're perfection. Just hear us as we sing our song. Whoopee, whoopee, whoopee ha ha ho ho hee hee hee. Whoopee, whoopee, whoopee ha ha ho ho hee. That's our camp song. Then it was time to make s'mores. You know, toasted marshmallows and chocolate smashed between 2 graham crackers. Finally, just before bedtime, it was scary story time. Ooh! Goodly and Lovely told a tale called Gotcha. It was about a penguin poking swordfish and very scary. Angel neatly came up with the creeping, crawling plant. Scarier. Perfect followed with a story called The Whooping Wubba Wubba Bird, which was so scary the penguins could barely listen and they held their flippers over their ear places. Whoa, that is scary. Then it was Tacky's turn. He announced, Awry is all over on air. But it was more like this. He unstuck his smory beak and began, my story is called Beware the Bear. Now that sounded promising. Tacky began. Once upon a time, the penguins were gathered around the campfire when they heard a thud, 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 and a great growly voice called out, Beware the bear. Tacky's companions shivered a little. The voice came closer. Beware the bear. Now the penguins held flippers. And closer. Beware the bear. Ooh, they squoze their eyes shut and waited. And then, said Tacky, a bear thudded up to the penguins and announced, Howdy do. My name is Bear. Beware the bear. Get it? The end. A silence followed. Then, of course, a chorus of, oh. Scary story time had ended as not so scary story night. So the disappointed penguins crawled into their sleeping bags. Only one penguin remained unbagged. Yes, Tacky needed some more s'mores. At least a few dozen, more or less. A dozen is 12. Yeah, so he was going to eat a lot more s'mores. Finally satisfied, he dove in head first, not worrying about having crumbs in his bed, nor was he aware that his sleeping bag was lying on the leftovers he just couldn't quite finish. Much, much later, well after midnight, as the penguins slumbered, that means they were sleeping, there came a thud, 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 and a great growly voice boomed out, Beware the bear! Up shot Goodly, Lovely, Angel, Neatly, and Perfect, and what they saw was a bear to beware of. Something smells yummy, growled the bear. He helped himself to 1 marshmallow, 2 squares of chocolate, 3 graham crackers, and 4 some more roasting sticks. Then he ate the picnic basket, gobbled up the guitar, and swallowed a fire log whole. Not yummy. I'm still hungry in my tummy. He hovered over Goodly, Lovely, Angel, Neatly, and Perfect. The penguins always did everything as a group, and what this group needed to do now was run. But Tacky, wake up, Tacky, wake up, they cried. Want some more? Murmured Tacky from the depths of his sleeping bag. See, he's having a wonderful dream. Tacky, wake up! Frantically, they tapped him and poked him. At last, when they tickled his webbies, he popped up, and the leftovers, which Tacky had slept, had become stuck to his sleeping bag, forming a graham crackery, chocolatey marshmallow face. "Gadzooks!" gasped the bear. "What a horrid-looking thing!" It was huge, with mean eyes and green skin and webbed feet yet. The bear backed away. Tacky waddled forward, his muffled voice calling, "Want some more? Want some more?" The bear backed farther, falling over a log, and Tacky continued waddling forward. "Want some more?" Oh, the terrified bear cried out, "No more! I don't want some more, no more!" Yelping, "I'm out of here!" the bear got out of there, fast. As he sped off, he thought to himself, "Oh, that was embarrassing, but at least I'll have a scary story to tell my campfire tonight." Goodly, lovely, angel, neatly and perfect, hugged Tacky. They didn't even mind getting sticky. Tacky was an odd bird, but a nice bird to have around. Do you see what happened? See, Tacky went into his sleeping bag his head's up here and there are his feet. And his bag has all the marshmallow and chocolate and it's a mess. And it scared the bear away. So Tacky's an odd bird, but his friends say he's a nice bird to have around. Did you like that? Tacky goes to camp. Well, now we're going to do Tacky in trouble. Ooh, I wonder what happens with this one. But you gotta love this picture. That's an igloo. It's made of ice blocks and snow. And he's in his Hawaiian shirt, lying on top of his igloo. As Goodly, lovely, angel, neatly and perfect sang, "Sunrise on the iceberg." The sun rose on the iceberg. Oh, they felt very much in charge. "What's happening?" blared Tacky the penguin, greeting each of his companions with a hearty slap on the back. After breakfast, the penguins went about their morning activities. And Tacky is doing his morning activities, and they certainly are different than his friends. Whether they were ice block building, napkin folding, feather combing, or ballroom dancing, Tacky was the odd bird. Then it was nap time. Nap time for all that is but Tacky. Uh-oh. What a great day for surfing! Ooh, would that be fun or what? It would be what? Said Goodly, lovely, angel, neatly and perfect. Go surfing if you must, but please do it quietly. So Tacky took off alone and coasted over the waves. Suddenly the wind came up, filling his shirt like a sail. Wow. And he found himself blowing full speed ahead out to sea. Oh, he loved the spray on his beak and the thrill of the ride. On he sailed, and on through sunny days and starlit nights. By the time he finally reached land, he was standing on tippy webs on an ice cube. With his little heart beating in excitement, Tacky waddled ashore for an adventure. After being greeted by the strangest penguins he'd ever seen, he came upon a large gray rock. How nice. He had lots of rocks at home.
Funny, this rock is warm.
The rocks he knew were cold.
And it's a little squishy.
The rocks he knew were hard.
And sort of hairy.
Hairy? He couldn't remember any hairy rocks back on the iceberg. Tacky never could sit still for long, so he did the little rock-hopping dance he'd always enjoyed doing at home.
I don't need shoes and I don't need socks, just my mellow yellow feet for hopping on the rocks. Hey! I don't need shoes and I don't need socks, just my mellow yellow feet for hopping on the rocks. Hey!
I don't need... Suddenly, the rock rose up and a voice louder than any penguin's, a voice louder than even Tacky's, boomed, "Something is tickling my back!" Before Tacky could ask,
"What's happening?"
the rock, whose name happened to be Rocky, grabbed him, and they were crashing through the jungle. Tacky loved adventures, but was this fun or what? He wasn't sure. Finally, Rocky came to a very gray clearing, plunked Tacky down, and bellowed, "Flowers for my table!" While Tacky was puzzled, Rocky was overjoyed, for she had taken one look at Tacky's shirt and was convinced she had brought home the most beautiful bunch of flowers in the world. "Yes, indeedy, just what I needed to brighten up this dreary old place. Let's see. I'll need a wide vase. It's a gorgeous bunch of flowers, but pretty thick around the stem area." After choosing her widest vase, Rocky plopped Tacky in, and he looked around. The table was set for dinner, with ketchup and lemon pie and grape punch and gravy and mustard and marmalade and peanut butter and lots of other good things. Rocky glumped gleefully around the table. "Flowers make all the difference. Ooh, flowers make all the difference."
I'm not a bunch of flowers," said Tacky.
"Say what?" Rocky trumpeted. "Of course you're a bunch of flowers. Don't be silly." She sniffed Tacky. "You smell lovely too."
"Well, thank you, but I'm not a bunch of flowers. I'm a penguin."
Rocky eyed Tacky suspiciously. "What's a penguin? Some sort of weird plant?"
"No, it's a kind of bird."
"A bird? What a hoot. You're not like any bird I've ever seen." Tacky felt his neck feathers prickle uncomfortably.
"No, I'm really, honestly, truly a penguin."
Rocky did not want to hear this. She wanted flowers. She needed those flowers, and her dull gray home needed those flowers. "If you're a penguin, prove it." Then she reached out. Whoosh! She snatched Tacky's shirt. "At least I'm keeping the pretty blossoms, no matter what. Well, unless you can convince me you're a penguin." Tacky knew he was in trouble now. His shirt was his sail, and without his shirt, how in the world would he get home? Would he ever see Goodly, Lovely, Angel, Neatly, and Perfect again? "Hurry up now. I'm hungry.
And I don't have all day, snapped Rocky impatiently. Prove you're a penguin. Do something penguin-ish. Tacky thought very hard. He just had to show her. Oh, yes. Penguins march. And he began. 1, 2, 3. And he stepped in the catch-it bowl without knowing it and continued marching over the table. 4, 5, 17, 100. Oh, what else? Said Rocky. Penguin's belly slide. Tacky got a running start, skidded across the lemon pie, and swished in swirls over the tablecloth. Where was that lemon smell coming from? Go on, ordered Rocky. Penguins dive. Tacky took a bounding leap up and did a splashy cannonball into a pitcher of grape punch. Refreshing. More confused than convinced, Rocky asked, and keep going. Oh, what else? What else could a penguin do? Then he remembered what had gotten him into this situation in the first place. And he said, penguins are excellent hoppers. Bravely tilting his beak up to its best proper hopping form, he hopped in the gravy and hopped on the cloth and hopped in the mustard and hopped on the cloth and hopped in the marmalade and hopped on the cloth and hopped in the peanut butter and stopped. Then he waddled stickily over to Rocky. See, I'm a penguin. Rocky looked at her red, yellow, purple, brown, gold, orange, and tan tablecloth and bellowed, What have you done to my tablecloth? Tacky froze. He had been having fun doing penguin things and hadn't even realized that he'd made a mess. Uh-oh. I'm stuck here forever. I'll never get home to my iceberg. My tablecloth, my tablecloth! I love it. I simply love it. Look at those colors. They're brilliant. They're beautiful. And they're so much prettier than your blossoms. No offense. Here you go. You're wonderful, odd, whatever you are. With that, she picked up Tacky's shirt and flipped it to him. She also threw him a hot dog, a cookie, and 3 kisses. Thank you, she trumpeted as Tacky waved goodbye and set out for the water's edge. He leapt onto a log, thinking, I didn't know ice blocks came in brown. And as his shirt caught the wind, he set sail. Meanwhile, back on the iceberg, Goodly, Lovely, Angel, Neatly, and Perfect were singing Sunrise on the Iceberg. The sun rose, but they didn't feel in charge. Life just hadn't been the same without Tacky. Everything was so orderly, and they were tired of patting each other on the back and whispering, What's happening? Nothing was happening. Then they saw the speck in the distance. Could it be? As the speck came closer and closer, they could see it was Tacky. Oh, Goodly, Lovely, Angel, Neatly, and Perfect hugged Tacky. Tacky was an odd bird, but a nice bird to have around. And many, many miles away, an elephant sat by her colorful tablecloth and thought the same thing.
Look at that last page. The elephant made the tablecloth into a piece of art. And meanwhile, Tacky thought he'd made a mess. The elephant thought it was a piece of art. And those other penguins, Goodly, Lovely, the last one's Perfect, Neatly. All right, let's get their names straight. Goodly, Lovely, Angel, Neatly, and Perfect. They discovered that life was a little bit dull, routine, boring, without Tacky. Tacky was an odd bird, but he was a very nice bird to have around. I think it's very funny when Tacky gets to the island and he thinks that's a rock, but it's kind of soft. And it's a little, it's very big, but it's hairy. I just thought that was so funny. Because Tacky loves adventures, but he wasn't used to this. And I want you to notice that I wore my Tacky bird earrings. Yes, because I'm reading about Tacky. And sometimes it's just fun to be like Tacky. You do your own thing and you just have fun. You don't worry about what anyone else is thinking. Do you have a sweatshirt that might be tacky, but it's fun to wear? Go ahead, wear it. Do you have some shoes that are different than everybody else's? Wear those shoes, step out, have fun, run, kick, walk. Oh, I hope you enjoyed our Tacky books, because I'm going to tell you a secret. I read the Tacky book, the original Tacky book, to my children every night. They made me, read Tacky. And okay, I'll read Tacky. I almost had it memorized. I did not know that there were other Tacky books, and boy, have I enjoyed reading these. I hope you enjoyed them also. I also hope that I will see you at the library. Yes, bring your library card, and you too can get as many books as you want. Take them home, enjoy them, read them. Read them alone, read them with your brother or sister, read them with your mother. And if you can't read, that's okay. Someone will read them to you. And you can always enjoy the illustrations. What does that mean? What's that mean? The pictures. Oh, the pictures are so great, and they're a lot of fun. We've had a lot of fun reading Tacky, and I tried to dress like Tacky. Here you go. And do you like my Tacky glasses? I have to wear those or I can't read. But at least they're fun. Oh, until next time. Now, I want to remind you, you can go on YouTube and watch The Book Lady. Yeah. And you can tell your cousins and all your friends, and anybody can watch The Book Lady anytime they want. I'm so glad you joined me today. Today was our Tacky Day, so let's hear it for Tacky. What's happening? And I will see you next time. I'm the Book Lady. Bye-bye.